Hey everybody, I am Michelle with Birdie Bloom, and I am going to sort of start like a little Bonnie Cashin series here. It's only going to run for the videos that I post on Fridays for the rest of the month. And why am I doing it? Because I am doing a Bonnie Cashin giveaway. If you hadn't caught my last video from this past Friday, I have a giveaway that's happening right now, and you have the whole month of May to enter. I haven't officially decided when I'm going to do the drawing because I don't know if I can do it live. I haven't really quite figured that out. If I'm going to do it live, it's going to need to be June 1st. Again, I will announce this as things go on. Otherwise, I would not do it live, but do a video and release it on June the 2nd, which is a typical release date for me for showing bags, a Friday. So anyways, check that video out. I'll link it below in the descriptions. But so yeah, if you haven't caught it yet, you definitely want to enter into that giveaway. So for this month, I'm going to show you some of the Bonnie Cashin pieces that I have in my collection and try to talk about her a little bit. I'm not a Bonnie Cashin scholar, though I'm very interested in her. So if I misspeak, please let me know. I'm still learning everything I can. I'm trying to absorb everything I can about her. I adore her. Okay, so as I mentioned, Bonnie Cashin worked for Coach from 1961 to 1974. I do want to mention that that is not the only place that she worked. That's not the only place she was submitting work. And also, not everything that came out of Coach during that time was Bonnie Cashin. She was obviously very influential, and she continues to be influential even to this day. But they weren't all necessarily Bonnie Cashin designs, for one. And she was also putting out work in other places. For example, she worked for Sills and Company from the years 1953 to 1977. So there's many years while she was at Coach that she was also doing the Sills and Company work, and that was mainly coats and other types of wear. And that's probably why you see most of the Bonnie Cashin pieces that you do see available on the market, clothing-wise, they happen to be Sills and Company pieces. But she worked for so many other companies. And when I say worked for, I mean, it's like she did her own thing for so many other companies, right? She offered them some designer help, right? So she also put out cashmere separates for the Valentine Company from 1964 to 1968. So for 4 years while working for Coach. The entire time she was working for Coach, she was doing the entire time she did the work for Valentine, she was working for Coach. And then also she opened up her own knittery company towards the end of Coach's days, 1970 to 1980 actually, is where she had her own line. It was called the Knittery Cashmere Separates Company. And I actually I haven't seen really that many pieces. I'm always looking. So yeah, just thought I'd give you that little bit of information there. But this is a Bonnie Cashin piece, and I have no idea what the name is. This is not a super rare bag. You can see quite a few. Also ones of different sizes and different shapes, but this design where it has this like side leather piece sewn, that black contrast edging on a very colorful leather, even though there were some also like tans in this style as well. Some more subdued colors. It wasn't just the bright colors. I think this color is Geranium. Here's a swatch of a Bonnie Cashin like little list, but I do believe this color is Geranium. It's kind of like an orangish red or pinkish orangish red. It's definitely coming up orangish red, it looks like on the camera. It does sometimes in some light have a little bit of a pink hue to it, but yeah, I'm guessing Geranium. Don't know. If you think otherwise, let me know. But feet on the bottom. This cute little Kisslock in the front. We'll open her in a minute. And if you hadn't noticed, and this isn't the case on all of the pieces, all different types, all pieces, but pieces that looks like that have this style, the stitching on the leather in itself is the same color. But when you come up to the handle, the stitching has this contrast white stitching, which has kind of aged to a little bit more of a cream colored for this particular bag, but it still has that black kind of like, it's not an edge coat, but edging whatever they applied on it. It's not the edge coat that we know these days, but it's definitely like painted or something is, you know, was done. But that was original. That wasn't after the fact. So yeah. And she is cute. So I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna show you. The piece that I'm giving away doesn't actually have this lining, even though some of those pieces that are on the market does. Things just changed a lot for Coach. So you have this striped lining that's very synonymous with Bonnie Cashin. Sometimes it's referred to as a Mexican striped lining. And I don't know if you noticed, this one has these black lines in between the colors. And there is another one that's very similar that came earlier. I don't have a piece in my possession that had the earlier striped lining. I don't think so anyways. I don't believe I do. So here are some pictures of what it looks like without that black stripe. And that particular lining is believed to have come prior to the black stripe. I hope to narrow down like what the tags, the Coach tags and the Bonnie Cashin tags, what years maybe they were made, but that's going to require a lot more research, and it's not something I've figured out yet. So you look inside, it is lined in that stripe lining, that beautiful stripe lining. And I don't know if you know, see, this is, I don't know if it's the case for all the bags. I don't know if that's how it originally came. It feels like there is kind of like a wire along the top here, and I don't have any interest in like really truly moving it around. I don't know how fragile it is. It's not necessary. I can put my hand completely in here. I use this bag and I haven't found it necessary, but it's definitely very stiff on top, right? But the bag in itself is very soft until you get to the bottom. This is hard, so it's very pliable, okay? But yeah, that stripe lining. And here is the Coach metal tag that is on this bag. Now there is no Bonnie Cashin on this bag. Whether or not it had been and it had come off, I don't know that it had, because I don't actually really see them on this. And here goes the other thing, is that it is said that not every bag that necessarily has this lining, Coach used the lining afterwards, even though I don't think this bag came in the 70s. I think it's a 60s, or very early 70s. But Coach perhaps continued to use the lining, even though it wasn't a Bonnie Cashin design. So it is possible you could see that striped lining and it wasn't technically a Bonnie Cashin design. And then also, not all Bonnie Cashin pieces have this lining. So just because it doesn't have it doesn't mean that Bonnie Cashin didn't herself design it. So something to think about. I know that's a lot, but basically for me though, if it has this lining, I'm sold, period. I don't care. And also there was another type of lining, even older bags, they kind of started putting out, had bags with like this plaid type lining, very, very vintage plaid lining. And it was different across the board. There's a whole bunch of different ones that you can see if you just do some Google searches and you know, for sold items and whatnot, and even for sale items, you'll see this really old plaid type lining. So inside there's this zipper compartment, and look guys, it even has this beautiful striped lining. Isn't that just, it's just kind of like, I don't know, a little fancy. Oh, so cute. So, yep, that's the bag. And what is her name? I don't know. If they had names, it's not necessarily apparent for a lot of bags. Some bags seem to have names, like for example, the Safari Tote, which I do, maybe I'll show you one. I have one. I'm actually kind of working on her. I will definitely at some point show you. I'm sorry, my hair is just going cray cray right now. But it's the Safari Tote. So maybe it didn't have a name and it developed a name, but like, okay, I can't find a catalog photo. I cannot find an advertisement for this bag, even though I can for some other Bonnie Cashin pieces. At this moment, I don't have one, not even of a similar style, or I just haven't, like, it hasn't popped out at me, because I'll look at the things that I have access to. I'll look at them and yeah. But I can show you perhaps what she looks like in a sketch. And here it is. She doesn't, as far as I know, have a name. She was perhaps just called a cash and carry. A lot of bags, when they were advertised as cash and carries. And she could have just been, if she was advertised even, she could have just been called a Kisslock top handle or something like that. Most of those advertisements seem to, even if a bag had a name associated with it, they didn't use the name. They just described the bag in the advertisement. So, and put the little price, which was, I don't know, my estimate, maybe she was under 20 bucks at the time. She's not that now, guys. So, yeah. This is my first. I've shared this bag in Facebook groups. I've shared her when I go out with her. Here's a picture of a recent outing with her, but she's usually a date night bag for me. But here she is on with the current outfit that I have on today, which is just like a jersey knit dress. And I think she does look cute with it. She would look good dressed down, but unless I'm going out without the boys, I wouldn't be taking her with me. I do try to protect her a little bit. Not that she's super fragile, but you know, I find her valuable and worth it. And so, yeah, I try to make sure she's not around those two little hoodlums. But so speaking a little bit about Bonnie Cashin and how she designed for Sills and Company for a relatively long period of time, you guys might know that I do collect or do try to purchase Bonnie Cashin clothing pieces that I can incorporate into my own style. And I got a new jacket, sorta. Blazer jacket, I'm kind of categorizing it. So let me show you, please hold. So here it is. And not necessarily something I would wear with the dress I have on right now, but I think it fits okay. And it's white leather. And it was super soft. It is super soft. Doesn't smell the best. Kind of smells old and vintage. Here is the, let me take it off. Whoop, sorry. The Bonnie Cashin for Sills and Company tag. And I just opened it today. So I was like, it's very dingy. I know you probably can't appreciate it on the video, but it needs some work. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to see how dingy that is. That's throughout the whole leather, but it's so soft. I wasn't sure because I was worried about it. I could tell that it was dingy in the video or in the pictures. Looked at it for a while. It really wasn't priced for super high. And I love a white blazer. I like a white jacket. I thought, oh, I might want that piece. But I bought it knowing that I could return it if wanted because they do accept returns, but I believe I'm gonna keep it. The other thought was, do I send it to a leather specialist to clean it, like a leather cleaning specialist? I tell you though, I've had some bad experiences with utilizing other people to do things. I really wish that wasn't the case because I would really like to be able to send stuff out to have other people take care of it. And I find this piece personally pretty valuable. So before I would do that, I started testing already today to see if I might be able to clean this leather up myself. And I think I am gonna be able to with a lot of time and patience and perseverance. And I wanted to show you what I did was the inner part of this already, which was super dirty, super dingy. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. Let's see. Maybe I can get the other inner part. Let's see. So I would say that this was just as dingy. If this doesn't work, I'll just take a picture and show you. I would say that this was just as dingy as this. Do you see the darkness? and it came out really well so far. I seem to be able to clean it. So aside from taking the dingy out, like all of that, yeah, that was on all of this. The trim, I mean, the edging, everything. I don't know if I can fold it over to just to show you the difference. You know, I can see it. I can appreciate the difference. But aside from that, I'm going to be cleaning this lining that's on the inside. It's not like it's dirty. It has a smell to it. So I'm going to clean it up, condition it, and yeah, and hopefully get some of the wrinkles out. I don't know. But that's my plan. Also probably tighten these buttons a little bit. They're a little loose. Sadly, they're not solid brass and they're pretty dingy, but I can probably just leave them the way they are. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So yeah, I think I'm going to be able to clean her up with some patience and perseverance. And I'm excited about that because this inner part came pretty clean. So I'll probably do a video on it and show you what I do to clean it up. And just to let you know, I've got some other, let's try around with this. Oh, cute. Oh, that color with the white, I don't know. I love a little white. But anyways, sorry, admire it. I plan on, through the month of May, releasing a couple of rehab videos that I've tried to put together just to basically answer some simple questions that I've seen people ask and that have asked me personally, such as, what does it mean to buff? And I was also going to show, which is a technique very similar to what I'm doing for this jacket, how to remove stains and color transfer on pebbled leather. Now, I'm not talking about vintage. I have a bag that I redid for my sister, cleaned up for my sister, that had some really weird color transfers to it. And it came out great, so I thought I would share it. Using a lot of vintage rehab techniques, actually, so even though it's a newer bag. And I had another one, can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't know, but hopefully I'll start putting some of that stuff out. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Those will be released like midweek or I don't know, some other time, but okay. Yeah, so, well, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for some more Vintage Coach bag talks. And just to remind you again, I have a Vintage Coach eye candy group on Facebook, so please join that if you haven't already. You can post pictures of your bags and peruse those of others. Yeah, just enjoy some eye candy. Bonnie Cashin, totally welcome. And then, yeah, the giveaway. Don't forget about it. Don't forget to enter in. And yeah, it should be happening around June 1st, June 2nd. So the whole month of May you have to enter, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.